If you are thinking about buying the Apple Watch Ultra 2 right now, or waiting around for Cupertino to drop the Ultra 3 later this year, I need you to absolutely freeze your wallet. Seriously, do not buy a premium smartwatch right now. Behind closed doors, something massive is happening that is about to completely reset what we think a flagship outdoor watch can actually do. We just got a massive look at the upcoming Garmin Fenix 9 Pro via backend app code leaks and supply chain data. And it looks like an absolute monster designed to completely dismantle Apple's high-end wearable dominance. For years, if you wanted the absolute best screen on a watch, you bought an Apple Watch. If you wanted crazy battery life, you bought a Garmin. You had to choose between a gorgeous, power-hungry AMOLED panel that looks amazing but dies in 2 days, or a dull, washed-out memory and pixel display that lasts for weeks thanks to solar charging panels. Well, Garmin is completely shattering that compromise. The ELEC just put out a report regarding supply chain movements pointing to a breakthrough, known as Solar-over-AMOLED display technology. Garmin figured out how to layer proprietary, high-efficiency solar harvesting elements directly over a stunning high-resolution AMOLED panel right beneath the sapphire glass. This means you get the deep blacks, rich contrast, and vivid colors of your daily driver smartphone screen indoors, but the second you step out into harsh sunlight, that transparent solar layer kicks in, actively pumping power back into the battery instead of washing out. Honestly, I will believe it when I see it in person, but if this works, it is the holy grail of display engineering. That screen tech feeds into the next insane leak. While we celebrate if the Apple Watch Ultra survives 48 hours on a single charge without thermal throttling, Garmin is using a next-generation architecture to push past a month of endurance. The leaks show the Fenix 9 Pro comfortably hitting over 35 days in standard smartwatch mode. With optimal sun exposure, that number goes even higher. If you are an endurance athlete doing multi-day trail runs or someone spending weeks off the grid without a charging brick, this completely changes the game. Let me ask you a quick question down in the comments right now. Would you trade your Apple Watch ecosystem integration for a beautiful screen that lasts a literal month? Let me know, because I am genuinely torn here. The tracking hardware inside this thing is getting a ridiculous overhaul too. DigiTimes recently flagged that Garmin is sourcing specialized light wavelengths for their brand new Elevate Gen 6 sensor array. This new optical setup penetrates much deeper into skin tissue to maintain pinpoint accuracy during erratic movements like rock climbing or aggressive trail running. But the real wild card feature here is something called the muscle battery. Right now, Garmin estimates your systemic energy using sleep and heart rate metrics. The muscle battery takes things to a medical lab level by integrating real-time muscle oxygen saturation tracking. It reads the precise oxygen levels inside your localized muscle tissue during a brutal workout to tell you exactly when your body is entering an anaerobic state, exactly when lactic acid is about to bottleneck your performance, and how long you need to recover before your next heavy set. For navigation, Garmin is moving away from standard dual-frequency setups to a brand new upgraded tri-band satellite system. If you have ever been running through a canyon of massive city skyscrapers or hiking under a dense forest canopy, you know GPS can drift or completely drop. This tri-band system pairs with an upgraded graphics processor for instant topographic map rendering. There is no stuttering or waiting for map tiles to load while you stand at a confusing fork in the trail. The maps just glide smoothly as you pan and zoom, throwing up detailed elevation contours, localized points of interest, and real-time terrain shading. But what happens when you wander completely past the reach of cell towers? This is where Garmin is coming directly for Apple's satellite safety crown. The Fenix 9 Pro is rumored to feature standalone satellite communication and deep, built-in emergency connectivity. If you get injured miles away from civilization, you do not need a separate satellite communicator brick in your backpack. You can trigger an emergency SOS, or send text updates straight from your wrist, entirely independent of a cell network. As for the actual hardware design, Garmin is keeping its signature indestructible premium build. We are looking at 47mm and 51mm casing options to fit different wrist sizes. The chassis itself uses aerospace-grade titanium paired with a genuine sapphire crystal lens. It is tough enough to survive jagged rock impacts and deep-sea dives, but clean enough to wear into a corporate boardroom meeting without looking ridiculous. We know this watch is incredibly close to launch because back-end developers just uncovered hidden registry lines specifically naming the new Fenix family inside the latest Garmin Connect app update. The software infrastructure is already live. Mac rumors and other industry insiders note that Garmin historically favors a late summer or early autumn launch window for their flagship lines. All signs point to an official reveal happening right between September and October. Now, premium engineering obviously means you are going to pay a heavy premium. Given the Solar-AMOLED screen, the tri-band tracking, and the standalone satellite tech, the Fenix 9 Pro is expected to start anywhere from $1,199 to $1,399 depending on your size and material choices. That is a massive chunk of change, way higher than the standard Apple tax on an Ultra. But for an absolute pinnacle performance tool that replaces thousands of dollars of dedicated navigation gear, emergency beacons, and health monitors, it might actually justify the price.